Hello, hello, hello. Happy day, everybody. I am so thrilled that you are here. And if you saw the title of the video, then you are here to find out 4 ways that you can work your social selling business when you feel like you have zero time. Now, whatever that reason is, maybe you have a ton of kids, maybe you are completely running your household, dragging kids from activity to activity. Maybe you have a full-time job and you're working your social selling business on the side. Whatever the reason is that you have zero time in your life, I've got 4 ways that you can do it. And I know that you can do it because I actually did this. Let me give you a little bit of a background. I am Mandy. I am Mandy with Makeup Mandy. And I have 4 kids, and I was working full-time in the corporate environment. I had kids that were in taekwondo, in soccer, in choir, in plays, and we were moving like all different directions. And where I happen to live in my neighborhood, our school district is extremely large. We are more of kind of like a country environment, and to get to the high school and the junior high is a 30-minute drive both directions. Okay, so there is a lot. And on top of that, my corporate world, my corporate life was in the opposite direction as the school. Okay, so there was a lot of back and forth. So I really didn't have extra time. I really didn't. And so I had to come up with ways to work my business. So one of the easiest ways that you know of is just wake up earlier, right? So I started off with waking up 15 minutes earlier. I had set goals. This 15 minutes is used for this task only, and that's all I would do. And then as I got used to that 15 minutes, I would wake up 30 minutes earlier. And at the time that I left the corporate world, I was waking up 1 hour before I needed to start getting ready for work, and I would work my business, and I had set tasks. Now, I work everything in 15-minute increments. So let's say you need I don't know what your business is, but let's say you need to build relationships with people on social media. Okay, so I would take 15 minutes and I would be like, my only goal is to build relationships with people during this time. And then maybe I needed to do a team training, so I had 15 minutes to do a team training. So I did everything in 15-minute increments, and I would do nothing else during that 15-minute increment but that. Okay, so then you can also do the flip side. Maybe you are a night owl, so stay up later at night after everybody's gone to bed and do those tasks that you need to get done. Okay, so that's the easy one. Like not easy to actually wake up early or stay up later, but that's like the easy one that we can think of. Okay, we can do that. The other one is when I had the full-time job, I worked in the bathroom. I'm not gonna lie, I worked in the bathroom. So, I got done with my meeting, I hung up the phone, turned off the computer, whatever I needed to do. I grabbed my cup, I would go refill the water, and I would go for my bio break, right? And I would take my phone with me. And while I was walking to the water fountain, while I was walking to the restroom, while I was sitting on the toilet, I would be returning messages or doing whatever those catch-up tasks I needed to do, okay? So again, working in these 15-minute increments. Again, if you have a full-time job, I know that a lot of us do. I know a lot of this is like a side hustle for people until you can get to the point where you can leave that income behind, right? And so the other one would be on your breaks, your break or your lunch hour. There were times, I'm not a smoker. I know that we, had those 15-minute smoke breaks or coffee breaks, but there would be an opportunity that I would go outside and maybe walk my building just to get some fresh air, get the blood pumping again, and I would be on my phone during those times, again, returning messages or following up on any activities that I needed to do during that time frame. Maybe it was just that's when I did my training, or maybe like when I listened to my training, right? So I'd put in the headphones, plug into whatever training that happened that day, and go for my 15-minute walk. Same thing for my lunch hour. So there we happen to have on my campus an area where you could go and get on a group of computers and do like your personal business. And so sometimes I would go in there and I would actually sit at the computer and I would have my tasks that I had to do within that hour, within that lunch break hour. Other times I would take my phone with me and into my car, and maybe that's when I did a team training, or whatever the scenario is, but I worked on my lunch hour as well. Okay. So, you have, maybe your friends are going out to lunch and you want to go hang out with them, but you know what? Those people aren't paying your bills, right? You have this side hustle that you need to get going, and you need to work it, and you need to make sure that you are meeting the goals that you need to meet, okay? So let your friends go have lunch. You don't have to go with them. You don't have to go with them and talk about the gossip of the work, talk about the complaining of who's not doing this or who's not doing that, or I don't like it when my boss did this. Like, you don't need to be in the middle of that, right? Like, that's just negative energy anyway. So just let them go do what they're gonna do, and you go work your business. And the fourth one, which I really, really took advantage of, was working, like standing in line at the grocery store. So, you go and you get all your stuff, and it's, 6 o'clock, everybody's off work, everybody's shopping, and you got 10 people in front of you at the grocery line. Pull out my phone and start working my business. Okay, that's when you do it. You can do it when you're waiting in line at the gas pump, like you're waiting to pull up. Get on your phone and start doing the stuff that you need to do. My also favorite one, and I did all the time, was during your kids' practices. Now, I get it. Like, during the games, you need to be present, and you need to be there, and you need to be watching them, and they need to know you're supporting them. But when you're at their practice, you don't have to. You're not in charge anymore. That coach is in charge, and they're just practicing, right? So you can sit on the sidelines if you want and be there, but working your business on your phone, or you can go sit in your car and be away from the actual practice itself, and not visible, and that's when you're working your business. So these are 4 amazing tips that you can use to work your business, your social selling business, when you feel like you have 0 free time. I'm gonna add in a 5th bonus, because this is one that I still do to this day, even though I don't have that corporate job anymore. When we are going places, when we're driving places, and my husband happens to be driving, I'm in the seat working my business. Okay, so just make sure that you find the time. It's so easy. And as long as you're open and upfront with your family, and you tell them, this is the time I'm using to work my business, because that was another thing. If you want to go back to the waking up early, oftentimes I would wake up early and I'd start working. I have one child that is an early riser, and oftentimes he would wake up and I would say, Evan, this is my time to work my business. This is the time that I allot for myself to do this. I need to be able to focus. And then tonight, when you get home from school and when I get home from work, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be present with you during that time frame, because that's your time. So you have to be honest with them, but you can work it out. So if you are wanting any more tips on how to work your social selling business, reach out to me. I know I have plenty of tips because I've done them all. I've been doing this for 5 years. And there's so many opportunities for you to be able to work from your phone, as long as you have Wi-Fi. That's all you need, is a phone and Wi-Fi to work your social selling business. So reach out to me if you want more tips, and I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye.